energy transition is essential to move the globe onto a 1.5 degrees Celsius pathway. To achieve climate stability, the energy sector must transition to non-emitting sources, like renewable energy. The oil and gas industry is a mature sector that has grown up over the course of a century. Assets trade globally, and finished products fan out to all sectors, both for energy and material inputs. It will take time to lessen global dependence on oil and gas. However, global climate experts are warning that we don't have the luxury of time. We must take decisive action in this decade to cut man-made emissions in half in order to avoid the worst effects of climate change. Therefore, we need solutions that immediately reduce greenhouse gas emissions from the oil and gas sector. The powerful and potent climate pollutant, methane, is at the top of the hit list. Methane persists in the atmosphere, significantly heating the planet. Over a 20-year time frame, methane has 86 times more warming potential than an equivalent amount of carbon dioxide. The oil and gas sector is a major source of methane emissions. But not all oils and gases are created equal. Some emit far more methane and carbon dioxide than others. And the hurdles to reduce emissions are higher for some oils and gases than for others.
Oil and gas climate footprints vary by a factor of 10 depending on which resources companies produce and the operations they use to extract and process them. This presents a tremendous opportunity for data transparency to develop smart mitigation plans for the oil and gas sector.
Our work starts by measuring oil and gas life cycle emissions, differentiating resources based on their climate intensities, and developing best practices to reduce emissions from today's operations. With this knowledge, we can pinpoint where emissions are coming from and inform industry and government decision-making.
RMI's Climate Intelligence Team is creating the Climate Action Engine, a platform that gathers and analyzes global data from industry, satellites, and models. Transparent, timely, and verified data is critical. But our work doesn't end with visible data. Attributing emissions to responsible actors is essential so that operators can make reductions, policymakers can adopt regulations, and markets can differentiate lower emitting oil and gas. RMI co-developed a voluntary standard called MIQ to certify low methane natural gas that allows gas producers and buyers to trade products with smaller climate footprints.
Our RMI team strives to bring transparency to the root of climate problems, in particular making emissions visible from opaque sectors like oil and gas. But we know that this mission is far bigger than any one organization, so we work with numerous partners to ensure that the strength and scale of the solution is commensurate to the size of the problem itself.
RMI is part of Climate Trace, a coalition of NGOs and companies with the support of former Vice President Al Gore that tracks global emissions from all sectors using satellites, models, and other advanced technologies. RMI is also a contributor to Carbon Mapper, a public-private, nonprofit consortium that is tracking emissions from space. By 2025, Carbon Mapper will launch several satellites to find large sources of methane and carbon dioxide. Climate intelligence matters, especially for hard-to-abate sectors like oil and gas. RMI's Oil and Gas Solutions Initiative is translating data through analytics into actionable climate insights that enable low emissions choices in global markets. To learn more about RMI's ongoing work, please visit our website. You may also contact the email shown here for more info.